I'm the systems manager for IBC, and I've got overall responsibility for all of our IT systems. So I manage our financial data and am responsible for collecting monthly turnover data from all of our suppliers. I model all of our rebate agreements to make sure we've got a shared understanding of what we are earning from our suppliers and what we are paying out to our member builders merchants. I'm responsible for the calculation of both supplier and member rebates and making sure the results of these calculations are passed on to our account systems for invoicing and payments. We had an existing rebate management system, but it couldn't calculate a large number of our existing rebates, which required manual calculation. Also, sometimes these calculations would not happen, particularly if it was a very complicated rebate agreement, and we didn't have any easy way to monitor which calculations had failed. And this meant sometimes invoices or payments were missed. Also, the existing processes within that system didn't give us the flexibility that we required. It was set up for some other buying groups that just used a different model to us. The support processes as well just didn't give us the peace of mind that we wanted. We didn't have the data integration options that we wanted for future developments that we had in mind, and they involve quite a laborious manual process to get the data into other systems. And we had no clear roadmap for future developments of that system. So initially, when I joined IBC, all the rebate calculations, all the rebate agreements, it was all stored in spreadsheets, which were incredibly messy, very hard to control, and it was very easy to miss data and be confused as to what was the most up-to-date data. So initially, I developed a SQL database to manage our rebate calculations. This worked well. It was gave us the flexibility we needed, that we could integrate the data into other systems. But the big problem with it was that it was very hard to support and required, essentially, I was the only one that could manage that support. So we moved over to another rebate management system, but as I previously described, that just didn't give us the flexibility or robustness that we required for and our sort of future developments that we had in mind. First and foremost, it could calculate everything that we needed calculating. So no matter what rebate we've thrown at it, Enable has been able to calculate it. And then in terms of the actual process of managing rebates, so from the turnover being supplied to us by suppliers, to calculating those rebates and working out what payments suppliers needed to make to us, to what payments we needed to make to members, Enable gave us the flexibility that we needed to manage those processes as we wanted. On top of that, Enable has got an excellent support offering that gave us the peace of mind that our data was secure, that calculations were accurate and nothing was going to be missed. The biggest one for me was that all of our rebates would be calculated without my constant supervision or needing to manually calculate those rebates. So I didn't have to monitor and make sure that a particular rebate had been calculated. It just happened. Lukasz, our implementation lead, was incredibly helpful, responsive to all of our requests for different types of calculations, made it very easy for us to onboard our suppliers, and just sort of held our hands and led us step by step through all the different features of Enable that we wanted. Just the ability to exactly define all of our trading agreements with our suppliers and members within one system without the need to have any supporting spreadsheets or databases. And then be able to export those definitions and the results of any calculations into our other systems. And then another incredibly useful feature for us is the forecasting. So I can monitor exactly what levels of rebate we should be accruing every month, and then also what we should be earning at the year's end. Enable has sort of given us the peace of mind that all of our rebates now are calculated exactly as they should be. They're calculated on time. So as soon as we receive that data from our suppliers, they're calculated. And even in my absence, those calculations are happening. So before, if I had time off, maybe some certain rebates wouldn't be calculated and they'd have to wait for my return, or someone else might have to manually calculate those rebates, member exclusions or product exclusions, and present that to our members. And we probably also will provide similar information to the suppliers. So even if they don't have a login via your collaborator portal, they can log in to our portal and they can see a summary of what they've paid to us. And finally, we've got some plans around integrating Enable more closely with our accounts system. For instance, we will be going to pick up any payments both by suppliers to us and us to our members automatically, and then feed that through into Enable.